Believe there is good in the world. Tragic time in America. Today I was going to talk about how oftentimes when we want to pull people closer to us, we end up pushing them further away. However, due to the circumstances, the riots going on throughout our country, I decided to go a different tune today. People are born inherently good. There is goodness in every single human being. I believe that. I know that. I see that every day. And if you don't believe me, look at little children when they're running around, when they're playing. It's not about black or white. It's not about Christian or Muslim. They're just kids being free, playing freely. It's not until they're taught to hate, until they're taught to distrust, until they're oftentimes irreparably broken. It just so happens that this weekend I'm at a healing workshop. We all need healing. We all suffer from the disease that is called life, that life brings us. I'm a Hispanic man. I'll never know what it's like to be discriminated as an African American, as a black male or female. But I do know what discrimination and racism looks like. For being Hispanic, for being overweight. As many of you know, I used to weigh 448 pounds. For being a recovering alcoholic. What does that mean? Not being invited to events because I couldn't drink. See, the truth is they wouldn't invite me because they thought I'd be tempted to drink. I mention that because people's ignorance or not knowing doesn't change the fact of what their true intentions are. People are inherently good. When my dad came from Cuba, he was 13 years old. There were signs in places he'd looked to rent that would say no Jews, no blacks, no Cubans. We can go on to say, well, yeah, that was the white man's fault. But let me tell you something about the white man. If it wasn't for the white man, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for the white man, African Americans, slavery would never have been outlawed. But we don't look at the good. We focus on the bad. We don't look at people as people. We judge them as groups. Let me share with you a personal story. When 9/11 hit, it hit me hard. I didn't realize it, but I was racist against Muslims. I discriminated against them. I judged them by the acts of terror on that particular day. Last year, In August 2019, I went to an event in Philadelphia, and a gentleman stood up in this event. His name was Mustafa, and he spoke about being a young boy, 6th grade, when the tragic events of 9/11 occurred. He was a Muslim. Several months later, when he returned to school, he was being called terrorist. He said his family should go back home where they belonged. He saw what it was like to be hated. He was judged not by his acts, but by the acts of some people associated with his group. When lunch came and there was a break, I went up to Mustafa and I said, "I'm sorry, man. I was one of those people who judged you." He looked at me in awe, and we shared a warm embrace. We exchanged numbers. He said, "If you're ever in New York, look me up." See, we can go around the world and go around the people around us and notice our differences. Notice them or look at them for all the evil that they may have inside of them. Or we can choose and look at them for the goodness and for the things that we can associate with. Leaders, senators, congressmen, this is a time to lead. This is a time to show us the direction where our country takes. It's time to unite. Senators, congressmen, government officials, hold together and show that this is not a left or right issue. This is a right or wrong issue. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Stay safe, and God bless.